Hi guys, it's Barbie and Flora with Two Friends in the Bible. Welcome to another Bible trivia. We have really been enjoying putting these together for you guys. So we're going to give you another one. Let's get started. And what we're going to do is we're going to give you the hints on who our person is, but we won't reveal who this person is until the very end. So see if you can guess and pause the video to look up in the Bible any references we give you if you want. Okay, so let's get started. Two monks charged with cleaning their monastery cellars have uncovered a shocking manuscript containing account of the birth, work, crucifixion, and the resurrection of Jesus, titled, according to our mystery trivia person, and written in Greek. One person clearly knows of Jerusalem's destruction by the Romans at the end of the Jewish war in 70 AD. Our person places himself in the second or third generation of Christians. What this means is that we've discovered a really early writing shortly before the close of the first century. This is a big deal. Significantly, our person dedicates the story to Theophilus. Yes, Theophilus. I always have a hard time saying that name. People familiar with the New Testament will recognize that this is the very name of the addressee of the book of Acts too. What's more, and that's in Acts 1:1. What's more, a great many of our person's themes and issues are also treated in Acts. These facts indicate that our person is the long lost first volume of Acts. This is exciting, you guys, is when all of the prequels to Star Wars, this is as exciting as like when all the prequels of Star Wars came out. Everybody was so exciting, but more exciting. But yeah, the find of this. Don't get me wrong, our person in Acts is definitely not sci-fi, but it is in keeping with the ancient history writing, which means that with our person, we're dealing with the first installment of a 2-volume history of Christian origins. This discovery is not only making waves among those who are redrawing the story of the Christian origins. What truly has the potential to challenge everyone, believers and non-believers alike, is the emphasis that they place on Jesus on a social ethic. Something that only overachievers will even try to live out.
Hi, everybody. So let's keep going. Jesus gives pride of place to those who are otherwise social rejects, such as the widows and the poor, the blind, the lost, and the sinners, which is all of us. Jesus also argues that an excessive attachment to possessions leaves the wealthy unprepared for death and or the sudden arrival of God's kingdom. A big pill for the wealthy to swallow is that they're supposed to sell all their things and work on behalf of the poor and society's other outcasts. Rare is the person, Christian or not, who has or will put what he says about Jesus' demands into practice. They offer many other valuable gems, even startling new details about what happened at the first Christmas and about Jesus' first female followers. But one thing is for certain, this discovery will be shocking and challenging the world for years to come. Let's face it, a lot of their concepts are going to land us with a pretty healthy dose of skepticism. After all, what can revive corpses, miraculous healings, demons, exorcisms, supernatural impregnations, and fulfilled prophecies mean to us? The good news is that the writing of one of the books of the Bible is for those of us who are the biggest skeptics of all. It's the gospel that open-minded atheists, agnostics, humanists, and non-believers of all stripes should read first. And we're here to tell you why. Our person in the Bible has been described as the scribe of the gentleness of Christ. And after all, what our person tells breathes great humanity. This person writes about Jesus and tells us that people should love their neighbors, even the ones they don't like. Doesn't just mean dropping a few nickels in the Salvation Army's buckets during the holidays. He's talking about the Good Samaritan, for example, who dares to cross and challenge hostile ethnic and religious boundaries for the sole purpose of helping someone who's suffering. Or he's talking about the father who forgives his prodigal son, who returns home in poverty after squandering his entire inheritance on some R-rated activities. Think about enjoying next year's Thanksgiving dinner with a bunch of sinners instead of friends and family. So even if you're feeling a little cynical, we're guessing this person who wrote this book in the Bible will challenge you to be a more compassionate human being. And Barbie, I think you probably feel the same way I do. I'll accept that challenge.
Yeah, definitely. Okay, so let's go on. We're going to talk about a little bit about Charlie Brown Christmas. So Charlie Brown, he asked, doesn't anyone know what Christmas is all about? Linus responds by reciting from memory the story of the shepherd in our person's book in the Bible, according to the King James. He concludes, that's what Christmas is all about, Charlie Brown. That's one real red kid. Jerusalem is the center of this person's writings. This is how it looks now in the present. We wonder if it was a similar but ancient view that moved Jesus to tears in his book of the Bible. Sorry about that. Do you have any idea what we are talking about yet? Okay, so here's a couple. We're going to give you a couple more clues. Our person was a physician. Yes, they are a smart one. You know, physicians or doctors were actually slaves. Very, very wealthy people back then. Yeah, crazy, huh? Okay, this person was possibly a Gentile and is the only Gentile to have written books in the Bible. He was not one of the original 12 apostles, but may have been one of the 70 disciples that was appointed by Jesus. He also may have accompanied St. Paul on his missionary journeys. Okay, so the hints are getting a little easier now. Do you know who we're talking about yet? Okay, let's keep going. As a traditional author of the 2 books of the New Testament, our person had great influence in the development of Christianity. Our person's book in the Bible is one of 3 synoptic gospels and was written for Gentile converts. The Acts of the Apostles documents the early Christian church after Christ's resurrection. A person is actually only mentioned by name 3 times in Scripture, and all 3 references are in Paul's letters: Colossians 4, 2 Timothy 4, and Philemon 4. You can look that up and maybe get a really good hint. Okay, let's see who this person was. Let's reveal our trivia person now. So we got our drum roll now. It was Luke. Yeah, Luke. It was.
I hope all of you guessed that. Luke's gospel, I was saying, I hope everybody actually was able to guess that. Luke's gospel is the longest of the 4 gospels, and it includes the most healing stories, showing his interest in and compassion for the sick. His gospel also has the most detailed birth account and a more descriptive death and resurrection account for Jesus. The Gospel of Luke and the book of Acts total 52 chapters, making Luke the author of 1/3 of the New Testament, just like Paul. And something else too, Barbie, we're right here at the holidays, and you're not behind because yesterday was just December the 1st. So whenever we upload this, just base it on that. But the Gospel of Luke only has 24 chapters. Read a chapter each day in the month of December, and that'll have the entire book of the Bible of Luke. You'll have read all of it by the time Christmas rolls around.
Yeah. 1 chapter a day.
Yep. we hope that you've enjoyed this, and we definitely hope that you'll join us for our next trivia video. We're really enjoying these. And give us some feedback. Let us know if you're enjoying them as well. We'd love to hear from you.
Yeah, and I really enjoyed that myself too, because, you know, I've always known that Paul wrote about 33% of the Bible, but it's based off the amount of books. And I never thought on chapters that Luke had actually written as much as Paul. So that's quite cool. That's really good. That's very
That was something
interesting.
new I learned as well.
Mm-hmm.
So,
All right, guys. Thank you. I hope you enjoyed it. Good one.
we'll see you soon.